I was scrolling through the endless mattress options last night, trying to figure out which one would actually solve the backache I've been dealing with after a long day on my feet. I kept thinking, do I really need a 12-inch king, or am I just buying a bigger version of the same old thing? That's where the Sealy Warner 12-inch medium tight top Innerspring caught my eye, because it promises targeted support without turning the whole bed into a rock-hard slab. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, I spent a good chunk of time reading what people actually said about mattresses in this price range. The consensus is that a lot of the medium label can be a moving target. Some folks find it too soft for back pain, while others love the plush feel. Sealy's take on medium leans toward a balanced feel, aiming to give enough give for side sleepers but still enough firmness for stomach sleepers. The rating of 4.2 out of 5 from 272 reviewers tells me the majority are satisfied, but that also leaves room for a few concerns that matter when you're making a big purchase. What really matters in day-to-day use is how the mattress behaves when you actually get into bed after a full day of work. The Warner uses Sealy's Posturepedic support system, which means each coil is individually encased. In practice, that translates to less motion transfer. If your partner rolls over or gets up in the middle of the night, you won't feel the whole thing shake. I've tried a couple of other Innersprings with exposed coils and the difference is noticeable. The Warner feels more isolated, almost like a mini foam mattress in that respect, but without the sinking sensation. Another practical piece is the Moisture Protect cover. It's a soft knit fabric that claims to wick away sweat. I tested it during a heat wave, sleeping with the bedroom door open and the AC on low. The cover stayed cool to the touch for longer than a typical cotton blend, and I didn't wake up drenched. If you tend to get warm at night or live in a humid climate, that fabric could be a genuine plus. The downside? The knit texture isn't as crisp as a high thread count cotton, so if you prefer that crisp feel, it might feel a bit too casual. Now, who should actually consider this mattress? If you're a couple where one person sleeps on their side and the other prefers a back or stomach position, the Warner's designed for all sleep positions claim isn't just marketing fluff. The medium firmness gives side sleepers enough cushion for the hips while still providing the lumbar support a back sleeper craves. I have a friend who's a side sleeper with fairly broad hips. On his previous mattress, he woke up with hip soreness. After switching to the Warner, he reported that his hips felt better supported and his mornings were less achy. That's a real-world win for the targeted support system. On the other hand, if you're on the heavier side, say over 250 pounds, you might find the Warner a bit too soft after a few weeks. The individually encased coils do a solid job of distributing weight, but the tight top layer isn't as thick as the pillow top variants that some heavy sleepers swear by. In my research, a handful of reviewers with higher body weight mentioned a slight bottom out after a month of use. For those folks, a firmer Innerspring or a hybrid with a denser foam layer might be safer. One thing I was pleasantly surprised by is the delivery experience. Sealy offers free in-home delivery, and a local team actually walks the mattress into your bedroom, places it on the frame, and removes the box. No need to wrestle a 70-pound slab up the stairs by yourself. That personal touch matters if you're buying a king-size piece and you don't have a big moving crew. The delivery window can be a bit wide. You might get a 2-hour window that stretches from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., which can be inconvenient if you have a tight schedule. Let's talk about edge support. Because the Warner is an Innerspring, the outermost coils are a little less dense than the ones in the center. In real life, that means if you tend to sit on the edge of the bed while getting dressed, you might feel a tiny dip. It's not a deal breaker for most people, but if you use the full width of the mattress for activities like reading in bed or have kids who love to sit on the perimeter, you'll notice the difference compared with a mattress that has reinforced edges. Pricing is another factor that often trips people up. The Warner sits in the mid-range for a 12-inch king, which is higher than a basic Innerspring but lower than many hybrid or luxury foam options. The value proposition hinges on the combination of Sealy's brand reputation, the moisture-wicking cover, and the free delivery. If you compare it side by side with a similarly priced hybrid, you'll see the Warner offers a softer feel with